wrestling fans? You got the show Bill Schuyler here at One Wrestling, bringing you all the latest news, reviews, previews, predictions, and the latest in everything and anything that's going on in the WWE NXT universe. Got a lot to get into today. Let's just take it down and get it started right now. Breaking news today, and that's not a pun. Unfortunately, the superstar formerly known as Pac, the man that gravity forgot, has suffered a severe injury to his left ankle, breaking it last night on Monday Night Raw versus Chris Jericho in a no high-impact move, just basically a baseball slide through the legs. Came up wrong way. Ankle just folded up on him. That's what caused the disqualification angle to happen that quick. That's just perfection by a professional. Chris Jericho moving it like that fluidly that nobody even noticed what had occurred for the most part. It has been confirmed by the WWE earlier this afternoon that indeed this injury will keep Neville from Wrestlemania weekend, and how long after that is up in the air right now. Unfortunately, yet another injury in a injury-plagued WWE. Cannot recall in my memory any time that they've had so many injuries of so much big-name talent down through to up-and-comers. Things that are just, from the likes of John Cena and Seth Rollins. Bray Wyatt has a back issue, so we're hearing he may not be wrestling at WrestleMania. Up in the air. Randy Orton still injured. Cesaro injured. Now we got Zayn injured. Sting not going to be in this WrestleMania. Probably not going to be wrestling ever again. May actually announce his retirement at this WrestleMania weekend upcoming. Just another blow, WWE creative and to the roster. But this allows individuals like Sami Zayn, who is just making his way to the main roster, to take that spot that Neville had and move up. Guys like anybody from Kalisto to Tyler Breeze that would fit into the mold of a Adrian Neville. Sky's the limit. We had this past weekend Roadblock on the WWE Network. I'm not going to go into reviews on Roadblock, but there was an alternative that occurred on the same night, that being 3/12/16, right here in the state of New Jersey and Atlantic City on the boardwalk. That's right, the B-team roster, if you will, was on the road, and we had a opener six-man tag, Dolph Ziggler and the Usos going up against The Miz and the Dudleys. Ziggler and the Usos would take the win over Miz and the Dudleys, and I believe this was the first time that the Dolph Ziggler and the Usos have ever teamed up in a six-man tag. We then had League of Nations Rusev going up against Sin Cara in their ongoing house show feud, which had Rusev once again defeat Sin Cara. We then here had the first teaming of a tag team that they were starting to possibly build up, which was going to be Damien Sandow and Adrian Neville. They defeated the Social Outcasts team of Axel and Slater for the evening, and as I stated to you earlier, Adrian Neville now injured and gone from all current wrestling angles here on throughout WrestleMania. We then had Ryback, the big guy with the meat hook, going up and completely squashing and destroying Tyler Breeze in what is rumored to be the continuous destruction of Tyler Breeze via Vince McMahon being completely and totally unenamored with Prince Pretty, his entire outfit of moves, his entire demeanor, everything about him. Vince cannot stand, including, of course, and certainly not limited to his diminutive size compared to monsters like Ryback that Vince always loves to push. No secret that Tyler Breeze was a big guy in the eyes of Triple H, and this just continues to show where Vince does not have any faith in NXT, and he's just wants to compete and do what he does best with Raw and SmackDown as they are now, and it continues to tell me that I don't want to see any of the guys from NXT going up to that main roster as long as Vince McMahon is calling the shots on the main roster. I've said it before and I'll continue to say it till I'm blue in the face. We then had U.S. Champion Kalisto. Talk about small guys with a big package. That's right, Kalisto, one of the greatest high flyers in the business, and he's being booked properly now as a single star, and it's time that he be able to take the place of a Rey Mysterio here in the WWE universe. He is separated quite nicely from Sin Cara when they need to, and I think you're going to see Sin Cara just slowly disappear away. They're not going to completely get rid of him due to the fact that they want to push that merchandising with the Sin Cara masks. Del Rio continue to be on a downward slide here against Kalisto. I believe this is like the fourth or fifth loss he's had since Kalisto won the title. And Del Rio, to me, once this League of Nations team up is done, I expect to see him move back up in making the big splash as he did when he returned to the WWE. This may, of course, be another way of Vince getting back at Del Rio for doing what he did and leaving when he did, how he did, even though that completely was a good call on his part. But Vince paid him to come back, and now Vince is going to pay him to do what he tells him to do. We then had Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks going up against Team Bad's Naomi and Tamina. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks taking the victory. And then Kane and the Big Show. And before everybody gets all, why are these guys teaming up? One, it's on a house show. Two, they are helping to develop these next two gentlemen. One of them very, very green. I'm talking about the Wyatt families, Braun Strowman and Rowan. Strowman needs matches like this. He needs the chance to be able to go up against these bigger guys in the ring to build up his ring skills, how he's handled and perceived by the crowd, and what he's able to do to get over. This is why he did not get the nod for the match against The Undertaker this year, because they knew that he was not ready. And thankfully, they went with their gut and did not push him into that WrestleMania slot. It would have been a horror fest, to say the least. Kane and the Big Show would go on to defeat the Wyatt family, and the Wyatt family continues to be in, unexplainably, the losers slot week in and week out, month in and month out, year in and year out almost. These guys are all giants in the ring. You got a guy in Bray Wyatt who was one of the smartest cats in the business. He's got one of the best abilities in working the stick, ring psychology, the whole business, the family, going back generational. Yet they're not pushing these guys to win, and it just really perplexes the mind to see what in the hell is going on with creative in the WWE. We then had the main event of the evening, my friends, which was for the Intercontinental title. It would be on the line. Kevin Owens going up against the phenomenal AJ Styles in a 30-minute Iron Man match. And indeed, I got an opportunity to witness this match, and this match was spectacular for a house show. Doing what it does when you're doing it in a house show, it's not the same as being, filmed up and on camera and pay-per-view and all that type of thing. So if anybody's seen it and you're only seeing it via, a a hard cam, and that's it. You got to understand. That's why it may not be as great as you think it was, but the match was huge, and it went over big time with the fans in attendance. This would wind up, of course, going to 30 minutes, and Kevin Owens would win 3-2 over the phenomenal one AJ Styles, retaining his Intercontinental title. Rumor now being that we may see Kevin Owens and AJ Styles going at it for the title at WrestleMania. There was a great after promo by Kevin Owens where he was out of character, shooting from the hip as it was, talking about how great a competitor AJ is, how the two of them have spent so much time trying to get into the WWE for years, and they're finally there now, and they've had great matches in the past, and they'll continue to have great matches in the future. And then as they did the old Ring of Honor handshake there in the ring, AJ left, and as soon as he got up the rampway, Owens turned back into heel mode, talking about how he's phenomenal. AJ isn't, basically just crapping all over AJ and telling him how he's no good. AJ would make his way back to the ring, coming in with a flying forearm, hitting Owens in the face, taking him down, keeping his heat, and moving forward into WrestleMania season. We're going to talk a little more about some thoughts about AJ Styles and what may be awaiting him in WrestleMania a little later in this broadcast. With that, I want to jump into, and like I said, I'm going all over the place here. We're going to talk about tomorrow night's NXT show. That's going to be airing on the network Wednesday night, 3/16/16. This is my preview predictions for that show. That's a non-spoiler for winners and losers. I don't know who did. I'm just making my own predictions here, folks. And if you don't want to hear about who's going to be on the show, I mean, it's no secret what the matches were set up for this. We have the Hype Bros going up against Angelo Dawkins and new hopeful rookie 24-year-old you're always a U.S. Marine, Kenneth Crawford. This is a guy that the WWE and NXT are really pinning their hopes on, that he's going to be a major star for the company. He and Dawkins were defeated by the Hype Bros. In my opinion, that's who will get the win. I can't see Dawkins and Crawford winning here. I'm going with Zach and Mojo. We then got a matchup between Ring of Honor and TNA. That being TNA's former number one pick, Jesse Sorensen, back before he had broke his neck and his future in wrestling was all but X'd out, and he has made it back into the ranks, into the WWE, meaning that his neck must be pretty healthy, or they would never, ever have signed him to be on any roster in any capacity, doing any matches for the WWE. He is facing Tommaso Ciampa, the Sicilian psychopath, as he was known before. These are two gentlemen that will definitely be looking at the ability with a Sami Zayn leaving NXT, with guys like, say, Neville and other ones injured throughout the WWE, hoping that they're going to get their extra push, their little spot that they could do to impress the boss, compress creative, and do what they got to do to make their stars shine. I am a huge Jesse Sorensen mark. I've liked the kid ever since he debuted in TNA. Tommaso Ciampa I am also a big proponent of, and I'm going to go with the Sicilian psychopath here over Jesse Sorensen. And then we get one of the best duos in the women's division. No, not a tag team, but they are a team. Who am I speaking of? I'm speaking of Emma with Dana Brooke, who could possibly be the best female women's manager since Sensational Sherry. I look to see great things from her in the ring, and eventually down the road, as years go on, I think she'll continue to be a definite, great worker on the microphone and at ringside for her charge. She will be going up against Deonna Purrazzo, this new unsigned Spitfire, who has been on NXT for week in and week out, it seems, for over a month or so. She is really hot. She's not been signed. She's hot enough that she also was at the recent Bethlehem, Pennsylvania tapings for TNA's one night only pay-per-view in a Knockouts Battle Royal. I got to see that there live and see her in the flesh, and she is a really, really talented female wrestler here, and she may be here to take the spot of Blue Pants, since they seem not to be bringing her back in, as she had problems with the locker room. Jealousy rearing its ugly head. And the main event tomorrow night will be a tag team going up with the women's champion Bayley and Asuka versus Nia Jax and Eva Marie. Eva Marie, one of the most hated women's wrestlers, one of the most hated persons in wrestling today, because she is viewed to have absolutely no talent. The chance will tell you that she can't wrestle, but she's been working her tail off and has been privately being trained by the Brian Kendrick, and it's been showing in the ring, and her and Nia Jax have made quite a formidable duo. But I do not see them beating Bayley and Asuka, but I'm sensing something is going to occur in this match, and it may be a heel turn by Asuka. I'm still giving the win to their team over Jax and Marie, but I believe Asuka is going to make her drive, and it's not going to be in a kindly, hey, let's have a good match. No, Asuka's not that kind of wrestler. The smile and everything else, she's going to make it happen tomorrow night. And my friends, with that takes us to Dallas. TakeOver Dallas. This is my predictions preview for what I'm understanding this card to finally be. Alright, we're going to have a tag team title on the line. The Revival, Dash and Dawson, going up against American Alphas, Jordan and Gable. This is going to be one hellacious tag team, as these are two of the best tag teams in the business. The Revival, my favorite team in NXT, my favorite team in the WWE. I'm going to go with the tag team champions maintaining and retaining their title, as they just seem to be unstoppable in this title reign. We're then going to have Sami Zayn going up against Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, that's right, the Japanese sensation Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke, the king of strong style, making his big splash into NXT, and this is leaving Sami Zayn here for his possible last match at NXT. I'm expecting Zayn to also be in WrestleMania. With this here, this is possibly match of the night, could be match of the year candidate between these two unbelievably talented superstars. Fans, if you've never seen Shinsuke Nakamura in the ring, you are in for a treat. You're going to see things are going to blow your mind, and it's going to only be the beginning. I expect to see Shinsuke victorious over Sami Zayn. We're then going to have the greatest man who ever lived, Austin Aries, going up against Baron Corbin. for all intents and purposes, this should be a squash match by Baron Corbin due to his size, going up against someone of Austin Aries' size. Austin Aries, of course, looking like he very well could be Baron Corbin's younger nephew or son, coming to the matches with him. But don't be deceived by size. Austin Aries is one of the greatest professional wrestlers in the business. You talk about Daniel Bryan, you talked about CM Punk, you should have been talking about this man, Austin Aries, along with AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, all these guys from the Indies, the guys from Impact Wrestling, and the like. Austin Aries, one of the best. He's wrestled everybody in this business that was not locked into the WWE, where they couldn't get a hold of each other. A Ring of Honor champion, a TNA champion, an X Division champion, holding gold all over the world. Austin Aries, one of my favorites, and I'm picking Austin Aries to go over top of the big man. Just completely perplexing and just outright out wrestling the big man, despite the large power blows and moves that are definitely going to occur. I see Austin Aries taking the win. Then the women's championship will be on the line. In Dallas, it will be Bayley going up against Asuka. Asuka will be the new women's champion. Bayley is a great wrestler. She's been a great NXT women's champion. But Asuka is a different force of nature, and I see Asuka completely, ruthlessly, viciously just breaking her down piece by piece, body part by body part, and I'm actually expecting to see a submission win by Asuka. Then the main event of the evening will be the NXT champion Finn Balor going up against the deservedly number one contender Samoa Joe in a match that is going to be a complete monstrous spot fest, a great wrestling event, ring psychology, everything and anything you want, from high flying moves. Samoa Joe does it all, Finn Balor does as well. And I'm here to talk about possibly a big spoiler, in the fact that it's not a spoiler, but for a lot of fans it's going to spoil their night. One, I think you're going to possibly see Finn Balor make a heel turn, and when that occurs, it's going to break a lot of hearts, because the demon is going to actually make his colors show. And even though Samoa Joe has been the heel going throughout his run here for some time, it doesn't have to stop here, but I'm expecting to see an interference run by the Bullet Club's Luke Gallows and the Machine Gun Carl Anderson, coming in and attacking Samoa Joe, giving Joe the win via disqualification. But of course the title will not change in a disqualification. Samoa Joe then looking to feud with the Bullet Club, looking to feud with Finn Balor, looking to do whatever needs to be done. If the Bullet Club interference does not occur, I will then call for Samoa Joe to indeed win the title at NXT TakeOver in Dallas. Now, the only other thing I want to touch on coming in and around the Bullet Club is the fact that the WWE is outright, unabashedly mentioning the Bullet Club. Even on the recent Edge and Christian show in Will the WWE Ever Talk About It game segment, AJ Styles, former leader of the Bullet Club, pulled the Pull the handle. Sorry there. Pull the handle. Boom. Spin the wheel. Make the deal, if you will. What do you want to call it? Comes up. Boom. Bullet Club is on the screen, and then they show the Bullet Club. They show the Young Bucks. They show Luke Gallows. They show Carl Anderson. They show Tama Tonga. They show Bad Luck Fale. And they show AJ Styles there as the leader. And it says, of course, that they will discuss the Bullet Club. They've made tweets. They've made all kind of comments about the Bullet Club. Yes, Finn Balor had the Balor Club shirts, and that was great. I think they sold their merchandise, but I think they are going to push them as the Bullet Club. I'm hoping to see Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for that Intercontinental title at Wrestlemania, and having the interference occur by Luke Gallows and Carl Machine Gun Anderson, causing Kevin Owens to lose the match, to lose the title, and for AJ to win it. Possibly looking to the fans, of course, as AJ's the face and Owens is not, that it was the other way, and then having it all pan out at some point in the evening where the Bullet Club makes their way, and it's AJ, it's Finn Balor, it's Anderson, and it is Gallows, and they are going to run roughshod over the entire WWE Universe, NXT, Raw, SmackDown. It doesn't matter. They're going to go where they want to go, take gold where they want to take gold. And as far as Anderson and Gallows, they indeed will have tag team gold. I can see them hold the NXT titles if they wanted them, and hold the WWE titles, but word on the street is that they formerly were supposed to be debuting in NXT as wrestlers working their way down there for some time. Done. They are going on the main roster, which leads me to believe that they may not make that debut. They may not make that save for Finn Balor, but I think it would be a good move to do so, because it allows them to have a representative being Finn Balor with the NXT title down in NXT, and then they could continue to feud with Samoa Joe. You're going to be able to have Finn, AJ come walking out with the NXT title, the Intercontinental title, very similar to New Japan, with the junior title being held, the IWGP Intercontinental title being held by various members when AJ and Finn were both, or Prince Devitt at that time, were champions for their organizations. Friends, with that, I am the show, Bill Schuyler. Follow me at You Got The Show on Twitter. Follow Bill Apter at Apter1 Wrestling, the OG, the boss, the icon, the new WXW 2016 Hall of Fame member. That's right, Bill Apter in Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame yet again. The big man, Bill Apter, Wonderful Willie, if you will. And looking forward to seeing that down in Apter's Alley the next time that myself and the Big Slam Nation make our way down to the alley, as we had in the past month. And who am I talking about in the Big Slam Nation? I'm talking none other than the man, Big Ray, here to stay at Big Ray's Show. Follow him on Twitter. Follow Billy Ray Valentine at Billy Ray Hustle. Follow the Professor Quintana, Professor PRFFPW Hustle. Follow the Pharaoh of Fancy, 8-Track Brown, the dirtiest in the city. Following Fame Black at Fame Black, the Nature Boy Snapchat extraordinaire, Kitty Killer over there in Britain. We're all part of the nation. And with that, I'm hoping I leave nobody out. I'm hoping we got everything involved. Friends, give your prayers, your well wishes to Ray as he is recuperating for some recent health issues. Positive energy prayers, whatever you do to help keep yours and those you love at the best and surrounded by good vibes, whatever it might be. Put it out there for Big Ray. He does it for you guys. Do it for him. Do it for all of us, as we will do it for you, because we're not just here to talk wrestling, but we're here to be down with you guys as you're down with the nation. You're down with One Wrestling. We got a lot of friends out here in the Twitterverse, a lot of friends there on Facebook, a lot of friends throughout the pro wrestling world, whether it be in the ring, outside the ring, the YouTube wrestling community, the internet wrestling community. We're all here to take care of that. And other than that, my friends, I'll see you at the matches, and I'll catch you down the road.